We are live, ladies and gentlemen, and Patrick also. Hey, by the way, I want to congratulate you. I know I yelled at you a lot on stream last night, but I'd like to take full credit because after my yellings, your streaming got better. Like
Well, can I
much
be
more
honest with
enjoyable
you?
to watch. Yeah.
First of all, your camera's not on. Second of all,
Wait. My camera's not. It's on my screen.
oh, it's not on mine.
Here, wait. What if I do this? Let's see what this does. Is that better?
Much, much better.
Yeah. What's up? What's up? Yeah, I bet you didn't see
Second of
that
all,
one coming.
I did. You got me.
Got
But
him.
second of all,
Shut it down, boys. Sorry,
shut
go
it
on.
down. Second of all, you caught me in a bad moment, is what it was. 'Cause I was good at the beginning and then
See, I
kind of
figured you didn't
sleeped
do
out.
that the whole stream, but I popped in and I'm
Yeah,
just like, this is just me watching you silently play the game.
yeah, there was a pocket there for sure. Where I was just like, I am starting to feel tired. I am scared, and I don't know what I'm doing.
I figured you just needed a good kick in the balls to get you riled up again.
Yeah, faux show.
Guys, anyone watching this, go check out Patrick's spooky stream. It was actually pretty spooky. I don't like those
It's
ghoulies.
Oh, those ghoulies, man. They'll fucking get you, dude.
So I definitely passed out at some point. Did you make it further past like when you said you were beginning Act 3?
I
I don't like
did.
looking at my face in the camera anymore.
This was your choice.
I know. It's just gonna take some getting used to.
I mean, I did like a room, and that one took me like a solid 20 minutes when it probably should have only taken me like 10. And I went into the next room after that. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna
Yeah.
finish this later.
When is later? Because I definitely want to be around for that one. Well, we don't have to
I'm
talk that now.
thinking,
Just let me know. But I
yeah,
enjoyed it.
yeah, I'll
Good
let you know.
game. Good game.
Yeah, no
Okay.
problem.
Anywho, guys, we're reading One Piece 10. What 96? Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's been so long. Can I tell you? I almost panicked last week
Okay.
because Shonen Jump had a glitch last week.
Oh no.
I went to click on the new chapters of my favorite series, and it was saying chapter not available. And it also said that the new chapter of One Piece was available. I'm like, did we miss something? Am I gonna have to call you and say, hey, go live now?
I'm just
But it
on the
was a glitch
toilet.
on. Yeah, I mean, hey, desperate times, you know. Um, but it was just a glitch on Shonen Jump Sense. So like, instead of it was a weird coincidence. But I did have a moment of panic. I'm like, was there a new chapter this week? I didn't see anything about it. So we're here now. It's
Weird.
1096.
Weird. Okay, I'm ready to jump into it. Let's go. Because first up, we got the title of the chapter, which is Kumachi, and
Oh,
some great little cover art here. It's Zora lamenting losing a game of musical chairs to chihuahuas in the woods. I like
and
that the
one of
music
them's
is
got a
like
scar.
straight up DJing.
I like that one of them kind of has a scar and he's holding a sword.
Oh, I didn't
He's
even
trying to
notice
be
the
like Zoro.
scar. That's adorable.
This is cute. I love that.
It's
Anyway,
freaking adorable. You're right. I just can't believe Zoro lost, and neither can he. Look at the expression on his face. Like he was
here's the
not
thing.
prepared to lose the game of musical chairs to Chihuahua Zoro.
The problem with musical chairs for Zoro specifically is the music will stop and he's like 5 feet away from any chair. I don't know
Oh
how
my
he
god,
got
that's
there.
probably what it was. Actually, that's
The rules are
hilarious.
simple. The rules are simple. He just doesn't know how to follow them.
It's you go around in a circle. He's just walking a straight line.
Yeah. He's at another game of musical chairs and the music stops. I don't know how he got there. All right.
I'm rewatching Water Seven. I got to the part where they broke into Iceberg's mansion, and it's Nami and
Oh
Chopper,
yeah.
and they're like, "Let's go this way." And Zoro's like, "Which way?" They're like, "Zoro, get back here. We lost Zoro," and Zoro's just already gone. Just decided he's not going with them. It's probably my favorite gag. I'm gonna be honest. Okay.
I one more thing on that.
Yeah,
One of
yeah,
my
yeah.
favorite bits, I think I've mentioned it before, is when it's Luffy and a bunch of people running up to the castle to fight Dofi, and Zoro's with them, and he just get no, wait, maybe it was Wano, but anyway, Luffy and Zoro are heading down a path, and Zoro just goes missing at some point. Luffy's like, "How do you get lost? We're on a straight path." And like, if Luffy's saying something, that's how you know you're in trouble.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's. I love how it started off as just this kind of one-off joke, and it's just grown so well every time. How can they
And
rely
everyone's
on
like,
him?
"No, you're coming with me. You're gonna get lost." It's great.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
let's do this. I'm excited. It's flashback time.
All right. One Piece 1096 Kumachi. Present day. Just kidding. All right. So we got a double page spread, and let's see. It's the Celestial Dragons getting ready to start their hunt on God Valley. If you'll recall, that's where he left off like
Oh
3 weeks
shit!
ago. Um, we've already introduced the 13 super rare rabbits. They're worth 10,000 points each. There are also 150 rare rabbits. One hit kills will earn you an excellence bonus. We have some very fine prizes indeed for the champion. And you see, I want to call him
I gotta
Shanks.
take a second to point out the cruelty here.
Hmm.
There is a woman crying. She's one of the rabbits crying while holding her child. Like they are about to execute a baby for a point.
Right. Yeah, you see someone else carrying their a dad carrying their daughter. It's yeah, you see some
What's
elderly
up
in
with
there
that
too.
big man in the back with the beard and the handcuffs? He reminds me
Buccaneer, he's a buccaneer. Calling it
almost of what's
buccaneer.
his name? Oh god, what's his name?
Dan down.
Big guy, Dressrosa, Garp's
Oh,
grandson,
Shinjo.
Don Shinjao. Yeah, he almost reminds me of Don Shinjao. Anyway,
He's not
sorry,
coming up.
just no.
Um,
Just looking in the crowd
and
for any faces.
that's fair. Yeah, Oda's taught us to do that. Um, so now we're getting a look at what I'm assuming are some of the holy knights. We see Garling saying, "Watch this, children," and someone else with the big ol' hat saying, "That trophy will belong to the Manmayer family." And you see the pyro from TF2 saying, "You won't win this one, Garling." And you see someone else just standing there. Anyway, I bet you we see those faces later. Um, and you see some of the citizens crying, "You can't do this. It's unconsolable. Oh, it's
Unconscionable.
unconscionable.
Yeah.
Wake me up from this nightmare. Human beings shouldn't treat other humans as toys." And the celestial dragons are just laughing and shooting. "Not so fast, boys. Obey the rules." And
Oh,
the
they just
mom's
killed the
crying.
child.
She's saying, "No, my child." And over the speakers are saying, "Meanwhile, there are 200 world noble hunters. The hunt will begin in an hour. Run and hide, rabbits." Meanwhile, at Navy headquarters, "Why such a remote island? I can't tell you. Please, Garp, just go." And you see young Garp.
That's young
Excuse me.
Garp.
"We're not certain yet, but we can't afford." Oh no, that's probably Kong. Actually,
Yeah, that's not Garp.
that's Kong.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is Kong.
yeah, because Garp's
Well,
down there.
wrap it up. We can go home. We've seen Kong again. I'll see you guys next week.
No, it's about damn time.
All right. So he's talking on the transponder snail to Garp. "We're not certain yet, but we can't afford to take chances." And Garp's like, "Oh, is this the Celestial Dragon's little field trip? I warned you not to mess with full of lead, but who listens to me? That was treasure from Pirate Island. Of course they'll come back to get it. And who leaked that information? Hey, they've got plenty of security, right? Why the fear?" "Well, the thing is, we didn't think Roger would get involved." And Garp's like, "Lead with that next time. I'm going."
Oh, for real.
Like,
They
why don't
lead
you?
with that.
Like, it's one thing that Rox is going with, from full of lead, but then Roger, man, yeah, definitely lead with that. Anyway, Pirate Island. Meanwhile, on Pirate Island, full of lead, New World,
Oh, good
the Rocks
voice.
Pirates have. Oh, thank you. The Rocks Pirates have already left. They got the jump on us. We got to catch up. Come on, this is a huge deal in the pirating world. So yeah, Rocks Pirates are on their way then. God Valley. Meanwhile, in God Valley, West Blue, the island's surrounded. I've never seen this many Navy ships before. Of course there's no escape. The reality of this atrocity itself will be erased from history. They've concocted this sick murder game to drive off the inhabitants of this island so they can take its resources. Would you believe that the 100,000 rabbits who live on this island will all be dead to the very last man in just 3 weeks? And that's Eva saying all this. Is this real life or is this hell? But if we can survive the next 3 weeks, we'll be free. And he was like, "Stop dreaming, fool. The total number of survivors of all these games combined is zero." Huh? But why would they tell us that? Just to give us hope. Because it's the hope that makes us struggle and run. That's what's so fun about. Oh, okay. What's so fun about killing people who only fall to the ground in abject despair? Don't waste your time dreaming of salvation in this sick game. We have to escape the game itself. And St. Garland already has 100,000 points. And he's riding like a duck thing that looks cool. I want to know about that duck.
It's Karu.
I want to know about
Karasu.
that duck. Is he going for the high value rabbits? And everyone's like, falling before him. Um, you see transponders now recording this.
Okay,
And
wait. Is that Bartolomeo's like dad or something? Next panel.
next panel. Yeah, I see it. But he's a shark fish man friend.
Oh,
Is what
okay,
he
he's
was
a
saying.
shark. That makes sense. Okay, he those teeth really look like Bartolomeo.
It's not just the teeth. It's kind of like the way his face is, and like that kind of looks like Bardo, but it's a
Is
fishman.
Bardo half fishman?
I'm not willing to not to deny it.
Maybe he's called a cannibal because he eats fish.
Mm, mm-hmm. Maybe.
I'm holding on to that one. I don't care if it's
Put it in your
true or
back
not, but
pocket.
I'm not gonna forget that so easy.
On your back pocket. All right. Yes, it's off. Thanks for those mighty jaws, my shark fish man friend. And he's like, thank you. No one's ever said that to me before. And here's Ginny. Guinea. I'm gonna go with Ginny.
I think it's Ginny.
Prizes. The prizes for the event are the key to our escape. Prizes? They've got one of the most powerful devil fruits in existence. It
Oh, yep.
allows whoever to eat it to transform into a mythical azure dragon. So yeah, we kind of had a feeling that was the case.
Mm-hmm.
And and also the pawpaw fruit, which allows the user to send others and themselves to distant islands. They're both here on God Valley. If any of us can eat them, the dozens of us here can get past the Navy blockade and escape this hell. No, we can't. The prizes are in the center of the island. And Ginny's like, but I'm a pro at thieving, tapping, and transmissions. 2 weeks ago, I managed to send a message about the island to the outside. Maybe someone heard it. Anyway, for our plan, we're going to need a decoy. Everyone's immediately just shuts up, but Kuma raises his hand and says, I'll do it. Everyone's like, Kuma? I'm big and hardy, so I can survive longer than others. I don't want to see anyone die anyway. And
I
Eva's like,
love Kuma.
yeehaw! Dude, he's just the best. He's got a target on his back and everything anyway. And Eva's like, yeehaw! Well said, Kuma. I won't let them kill you. Let's get off of God Valley together. And immediately we see a ship explode.
Really,
We pan
now
away
I
to a
need to
different
rewatch
scene.
Marine Ford.
Dude. Yeah. I've seen a lot of Evil Love on the internet lately. He's the best. Anyway. Ship blows up on the coast of the island. Navy soldiers holding up some binocs. He's like, it's the Rocks Pirates, east of the island. But why? It's not just them either. There are more ships coming. They're all infamous pirates. Why didn't we hear about this? What do they want? Fire cannons. You waste your time, Navy. Follow me, Rocks Pirates. Ah, they're all screaming. Ah. Not so fast, Rocks, and this is Whitebeard. Who said I was your follower, fool? Oh, Newgate, not you too, and I'm guessing that's Miss Bucking. The way
It's
she's
gotta
on him
be.
like that.
Yeah.
Um, and then we see Big Mom behind someone else. I'm not. Oh, that's Shiki. That's Shiki.
You
That's
didn't know
so fucking cool.
Shiki?
I didn't recognize it. That was weird hair. You know what I mean?
He has his
But now I
weird
see it.
hair.
It's not tied up. It's like a top now with a big old beard. I know him from the
You're
movie.
not wrong.
Um, but Shiki's saying, I assume it's finders keepers. Big Mom's saying they'll be mine, and Kaido behind her is saying, but you can't do anything with them, Linlin. Don't be so pathetic, Stussy. And
Oh shit,
genuinely
Amazon
don't know who that
Lily.
Is
Oh
that the
no,
previous
that's
Iron-
God, what's her name? That's Bob.
Gloriosa.
No. It's
Yes, it is. They said her name
Shaggy.
Gloriosa.
Shacky. I don't care
No,
what they
they
say.
say
That's Shacky.
Same to you, Gloriosa.
Shacky.
That's my treasure. There's some.
Ooh, Captain John.
Oh, is that who that is? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
weird seeing all these big names like that.
real quick, I want to point out, Rox is like, let's go. and everyone's like, "Well, I'm not your follower. What's going on here?" It's starting to make me feel like, Buggy's the new Rocks, because these guys aren't his
Hmm.
followers. They're just happen to be the ones moving in right behind him.
Right.
Yeah. No, so I'm definitely getting that there was no Rocks pirates where they were all united. It was just everybody came here and Rocks happened to be leading the charge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, move on.
Moving on. I just know that fool Rocks will lose sight of the goal. We have to be certain first. That's Whitebeard. And Shiki's saying, "Stop acting like you're the leader here. I'll blow them all up." And Lyndon's saying, "Let's just steal what we're after and scram. All these dreamers with their heads in the clouds." And Kaido's saying, "I hear Roger's on the move. He's the last man I'll let. Calm down, kid." That's Lyndon saying that.
That's not
Today's
Kid,
the final.
that's oh, what's his name? Oh, Kiter. It's
Kaider.
not Kid.
Al. And then Cersei's saying, "Today's the final fight, I assume." And who John's saying is Captain John saying, "That's the idea."
Dude, he looks exactly like he did on Thriller Bark, okay? Like
I'm giving you
alcohol and
shit.
all.
I'm giving you shit. I'm sure you're right. I just don't.
These
I
next
don't know
three,
that for
I'm
a
a
fact.
little lost.
Well, one of them's Glorioso for sure. We'll settle it
Okay,
once
yeah,
and
we
for
know
all. The two after
Gloriosa.
that, yeah. I don't know who those
Now we
other
have
two
like
are.
two partially shaded in figures. One looks like
One
some
of
sort of
them,
gladiator, and one looks like a blues brother.
yeah, it's a good way to put it.
It really is.
And it makes me wonder, and we can talk about it once we get to the chapter why they're shaded out, but we can get back to that. Um, Turn in the page. The Rocks pirates have made landfall. What is the Navy doing? If they lay a single finger on us, reporting in. Pirate crews are converging from all over. How did it get out? This was top secret. Their purpose here is unclear. Watch out on the western shore. It's the Roger pirates. And we just see like a bigger panel, and you see Rayleigh, Roger with the straw hat, and
Yeah.
is that Scopper behind him
That is Scopper.
with the axe? Good, I'm nailing it. I always get a little sloppy with the Roger pirates. It's been a whole
Dude,
year. Do you
Scopper's
have...
like, he's one of the three, though.
Not really.
Absolutely! He's the bronze medal!
Yeah, I guess. Because I was about to say, what about Lucky Roo? But that's a different crew altogether.
That's a different crew altogether. Okay,
That's a
sorry.
different
Go, go.
altogether. It's been a whole year. Do you have any idea how I felt all this time? No special privileges for the captain here, Roger. This is going to be a wild one. So this implies that they've crashed this before.
Wait, yeah. Well, if not, they've crashed it before. Maybe that they had these devil fruits before? And they were taken, or maybe it's been a whole year since he's fought Figureland? It's been a year since something.
Yeah. Pull back the sailors and have them guard the celestial dragons. Pathetic. What was the point of the blockade? Holy Knights will handle this. Right. So I'm just gonna quick look here. I don't think we know any of them besides Figureland. Um, yeah, and the civilians are like, "What's happening? It's Roger and Rox. This one," and the Marines are saying, "This one might be too much for us."
No duh. Help
And
has
the next panel,
arrived.
help has arrived.
Hey, look, it's
Vice Admiral
Bogart.
Garb. Hey, that guy that was in the show. Woo, we're saved. Tell me where to find Roger. That's him screaming that. You see some hockey coming out of his fist. He's ready to go. It's absolute chaos. I can't believe our luck. Kuma's like, "This is it? It sure is. I don't know which is what, but let's eat them." So they're all holding their respective fruits.
Oh, wow, so they really did just get in there that easily.
Uh, and then Linlin comes in saying, "Ha, not so fast." I think that's Linlin. It looks like Linlin. I'll take that too. And she starts reaching for Kuma. And he was like, "Eat it, Kuma. Don't think. Eat the fruit and save yourself. We just need one survivor. And then we've won." And then, oh shit, J. Garcia Saturn comes in and hits Kuma, and he goes
Oh,
flying back.
shit.
He's like, "The Buccaneer boy, your only options are slavery and death. History itself chose them for you. Are you important, mister? Doesn't make sense that you're born important." And Kuma's slowly getting up. "And there's no reason for someone to be born a slave. If I've got some kind of power, then I want to be like Nika and save as many of these unfortunate people as I possibly can.
Oh,
It's like the exact wrong words to say to Jay Garcia Saturn, but I respect the hell out of it.
but I respect it.
And Jay Garcia Saturn just looking down at him saying, which is why you people will vanish for good. Wait, Rocks. Out of my way, Roger. And then we cut to just a view of God Valley. This event would be lost to the dark shadows of history. Turn to the page. Sorbet Kingdom, South Blue. You motherfuckers.
You son of a bitch.
It's fine. It's not fine.
I know, we're going back eventually. We know that, but come on.
Oh, you bastard. The only news story is the legend of Garp's heroics. They won't print anything else. Just what the powerful want. This Organs writer is such a hack. I
Ha!
still have no idea what happened on that island. And we're just in a room. We see Kuma is praying. Eva is just kind of like sitting next to him, and Ginny's on the bed just like crawling. Why are you still praying, Kuma? I'm thinking of the other lives I could have saved. Knock it off. Amidst all the chaos and violence, you saved over 500 lives back there. That's right, Kumachi. You were amazing.
Oh, that's why it's Kumachi.
Everybody was crying with gratitude. Even I was. Now you've got hands of liberation that set people free. Kuma's just like, hands of liberation. And he's looking at his paws.
Well, that explains right then and there why, it's like the missing devil fruit of the Straw Hats.
Yeah, I guess. Alright. Next page. So your family ran a church. Explains so much about you. Well, it's time for me to go to sea. I've got to make the most of this freedom. For as long as I live, Eva, I'll never forget your face. No one could. Eva's the best.
For real.
He was like, "Mwah, no one ever has." And Ginny's like, I'm going to stay here with Kumachi and figure out what to do with my life, bro. That's relatable. And they're both saying goodbye. So long, my friends. And Ginny's like, okay, I'm 4 years older, so it's up to me to feed little Kumachi. And he's like, huh? And immediately she's like, split those logs, Kumachi. Let's get selling. No more digging through the trash. No more stealing. We buy our food. Huh? You're 9? Liar. You're a monster. And a bunch of kids are throwing rocks at Kuma.
Oh.
Ginny comes in and beats them up. Kuma's like, Ginny, please. And they start crying. And Kuma's like, I'm sorry about that. Ginny's actually very nice. And he's taking the pain away from them. And they're like, huh? It's better. The pain just flew away. Was that magic? Everyone's singing and dancing around Kumachi. They're just, Kumachi, Kumachi. So now it's Ginny and Kuma just sitting and eating some food. And Ginny's like, not enough. And Kuma offers her some food, and she's like, for me? Yummy. And Kuma's like, you eat so much, Ginny. You've got a lot of work to do. And Ginny's saying, when did they turn you into a slave, Kumachi? And he's like, 4. Hey, me too. It's not something to celebrate. I'm so full. I'm so full. What, Ginny? And she turns around crying. She's like, Kumachi. Kuma's like, what? Don't cry, Ginny. He starts crying too. They're both just like, I'm so happy. Which means that something bad is about to happen. Because that's the end of the chapter.
Well, yeah, I mean, Ginny notoriously does not live to the modern day.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. She just, she's sitting at home. She sits beside her tea. She's all quiet. This is like the best chapter we've had in a while, and that's saying something, because we've had banger after banger.
I love everything we've gotten with Egghead, like, recently, with Jay Garcia's Saturn. Like, that shit's hype as fuck. But, like...
This flashback, I mean, I thought Wano's was amazing, and this one really just has come out swinging.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sure, Wano had Whitebeard almost right away, and then soon after, Roger. But this, we get both those name drops same chapter, and Garp is there, and Kong is there, and all the other Rocks pirates. Eva decided to show up. Who could have predicted Kuma was on God Valley? We still get Jay Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I was going somewhere. Where was I going? So, did Eva get the Hora Hora fruit from there? They didn't say it specifically.
I don't know. I
I'm
wonder.
just gonna leave that one to probably like Morge or someone who's gonna sit there and figure out the fruit she was holding that Big Mom tried to steal. See if
Yeah,
it's
'cause she
either
has
the
the
horror
soul
horror
soul
fruit.
fruit already.
Yeah, but we know like she stole the dragon fruit and gave it to Kaido here.
True. That is true.
So she's either holding and gonna eat the horror fruit, or that was the dragon fruit, and that's how Big Mom got it. Is she beat up a kid?
She's really like, give me your lunch money.
But definitely, we're onto something where Roger's like, "Oh, it's been a year."
Hmm.
So I don't think it's implausible that the gum gum fruit is here, and this is how Roger steals it back.
I don't think it's super implausible, but I also think it's a little implausible for me to buy into it. But
Yeah,
I
I
do
mean,
think it's
like,
a solid theory.
I'm not saying that's definitely right. I'm just saying, it's not like they had it and have had it. If so, they would have just acquired it. But
Hmm.
more so, I'm thinking, it's been a year since they fought, or a year since they've done this, and maybe that's why this one was top secret, is so Roger and crew doesn't show up.
Hmm.
But a year since what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Also,
That's a
can't
good
wait to
question.
finally learn anything about Captain John. He's really just always kind of been a name, but like even
Yeah,
Shiki's got merit behind him. Captain John is just there, but
yeah.
somehow good enough to be a rocks pirate. What I
Not
want
just a
to
rocks
know,
pirate, to hang out with those monsters like
yeah,
that. You know.
no, like he's at the top of the crew. Who the hell is Gloriosa though? Because we just learned a few weeks, months ago. I don't know. It was when we were on Amazon Lily that Shaki was a rocks pirate. So where the hell is
True.
she? Who's Gloriosa instead? Is that Shaki's sister?
Didn't no? Isn't there
Unrelated?
something about that?
I
Because
don't
we knew
know.
Gloriosa went out to sea. Like we knew about that.
Yeah, but where's Shaki? Where's the beef?
Where's Shaki?
And I'm
Um,
upset if I reload the
oh, she
page.
is with the
Maybe
Cujo. We knew that. We know that, right?
Shaki?
Yeah, she was with them.
Oh, is
I'm
she a
looking on the
Kuja pirate
wiki.
at this time?
She might be. It's saying that. Looking
No,
on the
because
wiki, because
this
I forgot.
rocks are destroyed here. This is the
Right.
end of rocks, but we know
End of
Shaki is a
rocks.
rock.
Right. But I'm just looking on the One Piece wiki right now, and it's
Okay.
saying she's a former Empress of Amazon, and I'm pretty sure we knew that, and former captain of the Kuja pirates from two generations before Boa and one after Gloriosa.
Maybe I misunderstood what it said before, and she's not a rock.
Well, she's also known for once being chased by the legendary marine monkey D Garp, so I'm just saying it is a good chance she is in Rocks. Everyone's theorized that she's a part of Rocks for years now, so
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe I heard a theory and just forgot since it was so long. But yeah, look at the star-studded cast of rocks.
dude, and it's I bet you there's more that we haven't seen
No-
yet.
Yeah, no, I mean, like after all that, we still have Gladiator and the Blues Brothers shadowed off. Like,
Do
so
we
we've got
think
two big names. Do we
do we
think?
think the gladiator-ish one, I don't know why I get giant vibes from him, but do we think he's a giant and the reason they're holding off on him is because we'll meet him on Elbaf?
I buy that he could be a giant. I don't think it's because we'll meet him on Elbaf that they're holding off on introducing him now. Like
Yeah.
that's possible, but that seems short notice. I feel like if we've already got so many giants we're gonna meet on Elbaf. We got Loki, we got Dorian Bragi, we got Uemo and Kashi, we got Saul. Like there's so many giants we're already waiting to meet. Why right before we get to the island add in one more who we're waiting to meet?
Well, you hear me out. I'm just trying to think of why these people are grayed out, and it's either because it's someone we know and we haven't, we didn't know they were part of Rocks, or it's someone we haven't met yet. And I'm guessing because the Gladiator one isn't shaded out, it's just someone we haven't met yet. but we will know later.
Yeah,
Uh,
the shaded out Blues Brother guy is definitely straight. That is some mask theory right there. There's no reason to hide his face other than once we know his face, we learn a big thing.
so when did this incident? How many years ago did it take place? 38 years ago.
That sounds about right, yeah, because this is where Shanks, not was born, but was a baby.
So how old is Crocodile? Because here's the thing, I'm getting crocodile
Oh,
vibes. I'm also getting, and this one's probably a little less realistic, dragon vibes, but that's probably not true.
I don't see dragon. I could see crocodile, and it's not his exact aesthetic, but this aesthetic the guy has could I still I could buy that being played off as a different mob boss. Maybe not like a mob
So
boss, but like a high level hitman.
the problem is 38 years ago is such an awkward time. He would have been like 8 years old during this, so that's probably not Crocodile. Um,
Unless they get Bonnie's aging fruit and then Eva's hormone fruit, and
it's just very,
suddenly it's all
it all
coming
makes
together.
sense. We've got a stew going. We also find out he's Luffy's mom. There we go. Put a
They
bow on it.
conceive Luffy with Shanks, his real dad, who they then also age back to a baby.
I got in the weeds on that one. It's a good theory, though.
I just
Oh man, I don't know who we know that that could realistically be.
Okay, the one thing I can confidently say after this flashback, though, and maybe not confidently, I'm at least confident. I was convinced for the longest time Shanks was going to die to Blackbeard before Luffy could reunite with him. Or, even after, just at some point, I was very convinced Blackbeard kills Shanks. There's a lot of foreshadowing. Now that
Yeah,
the Garling family is a thing, I definitely see Shanks taking on the Holy Knights, and that's where the red hair pirates fit into the final saga.
yeah, I could see that. I could see that. That's just ripe for some good family drama. You know,
But you got a lot
love
of
that
big
shit.
names introduced at the last minute. We know they're super powerful. We know we have a super powerful crew that needs someone to go up against.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm fine if that. I'm still fine if Blackbeard just uh, what murders, killifies, unlifens Shanks before
Unalives
then.
him. Yeah,
I was gonna say yoink, but that's not a yoink.
that's not a yoink.
Murks him, murks him.
There you go. Mercs is
Yeah.
good.
But yeah, I'm so excited to finally learn anything about Captain John because even in this star-studded lineup, uh, his panel is only half as big as any of the emperors we know. Uh,
Same with Stussy and well, Gloriosa. We know enough about. We don't need more about
yeah.
her, honestly.
But like they're all giants, they're titans charging out into battle. Captain John is standing there drinking. But we know he's like
Hmm.
big enough to be with the best of them. So what is his secret? He's obviously supposed to look smaller than the rest. What
Yeah,
is he after? What is his angle?
yeah. No, I'm definitely curious to learn more about him. Seeing him here has only like I knew he was a legend, but it's only solidified that it's like, well, I need to know more about this fella.
Yeah, no, like I knew there was the legend of Captain John and that Buggy's looking for Captain John's treasure and that his zombie was on Thriller Bark, but that's all we know about Captain John is he had a treasure and now he's a zombie.
Hmm.
Which man, kind of disappointing that his zombie was on Thriller Bark and we didn't have to like take on an emperor at that point.
Yeah, yeah. It's a fair point, but I think that only speaks to like he is on rocks. He is part of that crew, but maybe he's just
Mhm.
not quite their level, or maybe he dies here and that's just it. You know.
I mean, it's not impossible that he dies here because, again, we don't hear of him very much.
And
I mean,
I'm
the
just
world at
wondering
large
because
does not know his name. Maybe he is erased here, and Buggy just
Mhm.
happens to find the remnants of a treasure map or something.
yeah, because I could be convinced that like Kaido, Big Mom, Whitebeard, Shiki are all super strong here, but like after this, they only get like I don't know. Are they in their primes yet? That's a real question, but I
They
don't know.
look like it. This looks like them at their peak. I mean, Whitebeard's barrel chested as all hell. Kaido
Yeah,
was never not in his prime.
that's true. I don't know.
I mean, Big Mom's just like punching children left and right. If that's not in your prime, I don't know what is.
That's just all she's been about since day one. If you think about it, punching kids,
But yeah, and
beating
then we get
kids.
Gloriosa. Who, again, like you say, we know enough about her. I don't know enough about Gloriosa. You know,
You know she was part of Rocks before this.
well, we knew
Assumedly, I
that,
don't
yeah.
really
But
know.
what made her good enough to be part of Rocks? Because I don't know. I don't see Boa being part of Rocks. Like
No, I
she's
don't either.
not particularly impressive.
Yeah, now I'll be very curious to see. Um, I want to learn more about. I mean, I did say that, but at the same time, it's like I wouldn't say no to more Gloriosa lore.
Mhm.
But it's like I'm not of the characters that are present in that moment. It's like I'm not itching to learn more about her
See,
compared
I
to Captain
am.
John or something.
I really am exclusively because it's Rocks. If she was just introduced, like maybe she's one of the super rare rabbits, I don't care too much. Maybe we get a little something and that's cool. But the fact that she's on Rocks, and even if her panel's not as big, she has stood shoulder to shoulder with the rest of these giants.
Hmm.
Like that gives me, why are you here? What made you able to be part of Rocks? Oh, and then of course bullshit. We just like skip the entire everything that happens and go later.
Yeah, I'm a little bummed. I don't know when we'll get more of this, if not in this flashback.
Um, well, I
We'll
mean,
see.
it's kind of hard to use as a point of reference, but you have in Dressrosa, we kind of like got the flashback, came back, got more flashback, came back, and like eventually we got it all tied together. But
Yeah,
Egghead does not seem to be like we have, we can come back in 20 weeks and finish this flashback. Like, we're seemingly at the end.
like we're definitely building up to whatever Kuma's big tragedy is. So I think we're done with the God Valley incident for this flashback. So I'm just wondering, maybe what other flashback would we get that would have any sort of information on this? Like maybe Shanks's flashback, and we go to when he was a pre-zygote. You know,
Just
I don't know.
when he was still just 2 or 3 cells hanging out.
Yeah, right. It makes you wonder. I don't know.
You know
Maybe
what?
maybe his origins are tied to God Valley, and that's where we start. I don't know.
You know what it's gonna be. Kuma knows all about Nika. All of his memories Bonnie has been exposed to. Bonnie has seen Gear Fifth. She's gonna be like, "That's the drums of liberation. You need to know this," and just info dumps the rest of the flashback on us.
Mm, yeah.
That is how I'm calling it now. We are going to learn this post Egghead because Bonnie fills in the gaps and tells Luffy like, "You gotta destroy the world."
I kind of like that idea. So
You know,
here's
and
the thing.
Bonnie's gonna be, a friend at this point who has asked Luffy to save her dad, Kuma, who has been a G to them every time they've met. So yeah, he's go. I'm calling it. Bonnie info dumps the rest of this flashback.
Yeah, I could maybe see that. Here's something that I'm gonna call right here.
Okay.
So I'm looking at the panel where Kuma's on the ground after being hit by Jay Garcia's Saturn,
Yeah.
and he's saying, "If I've got some kind of power, then I want to be like Nika." Now we know he's on his way to, or we're theorizing that he's on his way to Egghead. I'm just saying. Most people are probably accurately predicting that Kuma's on his way there, and he's gonna.
Hmm.
I'm gonna take it a step further. Bonnie's saying, when she's in trouble, she's gonna be saved by Nika. Kuma's gonna come in, save her, just like Nika, like he's saying here.
It's his humanity back.
Well, I was gonna say he's probably gonna die here on Egghead. That's my theory.
Yeah,
That's where
I
it's all going.
could buy death. I believe death to be possible, if not likely. But I don't see Oda just killing Kuma without giving him the real quick, like, "Oh, it's me, Kuma again. Bonnie, I love you," and then he dies. Like he
Yeah,
needs his brief flash of humanity again to like smile and say how proud he is of his daughter, or I'm
I
glad
could
I
see
got
that.
to see Nika. He's dead. He's not recovering and leaving, but this is it.
Yeah,
Ooh, do
I
you
could
think
totally
Jay
see that.
Garcia finishes the job?
Probably. I have to, because like this is all setting up. This is foreshadowing, I think, to them eventually coming into conflict again. So now I'm
But
wondering
I
if we even take
really
Jay
want to
Garcia
know
down.
is like this is where he and Jay Garcia meet. Uh, After like so many years, allegedly he's gonna kill him on Egghead. What the hell happened between those events? We know Kuma's great tragedy exists. He becomes an adult, king of the Sorbet Kingdom. Bonnie is a thing, and then suddenly we give up our humanity and become a cyborg slave for the government?
Hmm.
Like, what?
Yeah,
I need to know everything
I
that
think
happens
we.
between then.
I have a feeling we'll learn some of it in this flashback. Maybe get some explanation from Vegapunk himself and Bonnie after the fact. But I think we see some of that in this flashback.
But all in all, it is quite possibly my favorite flashback. Like the Odin flashback was amazing. All the
Hmm.
parts with rocks with Roger and Whitebeard, fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but aside from those guys, most everyone we met was introduced on the spot. It's an isolationist country. This is bringing all the big names we love together all at once and filling in just such blanks. And looking
Yeah,
back
we'll have
though
to
on,
see.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say I need to see the full flashback, see what the payoff is, because like the Odin flashback, I think it's so phenomenal for introducing Odin and then getting you to love him, and then 20 chapters later he's dying in a boiling pot of oil, and you're like actually upset about
which
it.
which I
So
love because the first thing he does is boil Odin. And they're like,
on
"Did
a
you have to do
corpse,
that?" And
yeah,
he's like, Odin wouldn't be Odin if it wasn't boiled. Like, they told us
yeah,
immediately Odin's going to die via boiling.
hmm,
And no one, well, I'm sure maybe someone pieced it together, but no one I know, no one
people
I
did.
heard had that together.
People
I was
have
unaware
belief.
of any boiling death impending. Oh my
But
god.
like you went on top of that, like you have the history of Wano, and then you add the Roger and the Whitebeard stuff, and you
Right.
have a bunch of like Roger's final journey in there, and it's like I that one's gonna be tough to beat because like
Oh yeah,
that
no,
panel
like
where
that
Roger's laughing, like oh my god,
guaranteed
so
for
good.
its time number one flashback. The absolute worst this flashback could do is bump it down to number two, but that is not just an easy hurdle.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
have to see.
see.
Like I said, yeah, I do really like this flashback so far. It's definitely up on my like, upper echelon for sure so far.
Oh yeah,
We're only two
and we've
chapters
only
in.
been here a chapter and a half, yeah.
Yeah.
And we've already cut away from it, and now we're just gonna have to come back and finish it later, I guess.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm just at this point, and we're at a good spot right now because we got the big world building event. We got a little bit of God Valley out of the way. Now we can just focus on Kuma and Jenny, and I'm just so curious to learn more about his backstory and who the heck Jenny is and what happened to her. So
Well, like
we're in a good
after all
spot.
this, they end up on the Sorbet Kingdom, right? And we know that's where he's
Hmm.
king of.
Yeah.
So I can only assume, they start off as like the humble wood sellers, and they just keep being so nice and good to everyone. Eventually, they make him king.
Okay,
It's
hold
like
up.
Winnie the Pooh, he's just like, oh, hello, I'm Winnie the Pooh. Oh, I'm so
Hello.
sorry I've made you frown. Please have some honey. Oh,
Hello.
like he's just so wholesome that you can't help but love him. This is what I was going to
He's
mention a minute ago. No, no, no.
okay.
This is
Go
important.
for it. Yeah,
Okay,
go for
so
it.
Kuma dies on Egghead, right? Maybe,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. That's what we're thinking.
What happens to the pawpaw fruit? Because
Well, see,
it's one of
you.
the fruits. It's like the hita, the gumma gumma. Like it's one of these straw hat fruits.
It's the
It's
number.
going to be
Yeah.
directly tied to the crew. Do we get a new crew member? Does Vivi eat the fruit? Do we? I don't know. Do we feed it to Zoro, Sanji, Usopp?
Hmm. Usopp Punch. I don't know. I was like, yo,
Actually, that'd be
Chopper,
kind of a
you need
fun
some
power for
protein.
Usopp.
That would be.
Imagine it. He's in his fight against Van Augur, and he can't hit Van Augur because Van Augur can teleport. But Van Augur can't hit him because he keeps deflecting all the bullets away.
That'd be cool.
It'd be
I
a
was gonna
fun
say-
matchup. I don't see Usopp actually eating the fruit. I'm just saying that'd be
No.
an interesting matchup.
I think it'd be fun. Well, okay, maybe this is such a stretch at this point. Like, I don't think it's going to be a thing, but like, he's got Buccaneer blood in him. You know, I'm assuming that'll be transferred with, you know, some of those bloodline elements be transferred with the fruit. Whoever eats the fruit next, maybe Usopp does eat that, and that's part of how he becomes a brave warrior of the sea or something. I don't know. Again, major stretch.
Okay.
but
Yeah, major stretch, but I see it.
I don't know who else in the crew would eat it. We don't. Nami doesn't
like-
have a fruit. But she doesn't eat that.
The only one I could really make the argument for is Vivi, but she's not an official Straw Hat. And I don't see her physically joining anytime soon just because of plot relevance. You know, like she's somewhere else
Yeah.
entirely.
Give it to Jinbei because I want to see him have the paws on his webbed hands.
Eh.
That's all.
It's kind of fun to pass it from one warlord to another.
It would be kind of fun. You know, and it would be a bummer seeing a fishman lose his ability to swim, but
Oh,
I think
actually,
that's
yeah,
probably
no,
one
I
of his
take it back.
strongest
Like, Fishman Karate, that's got to happen.
it's gotta happen.
It's got to happen. Somebody's got to do it. So yeah, so like, does someone eat it? Does no one eat it? Why, if no one eats it, is it one of the named number fruits? It's the Paws of Liberation. Like I've seen a lot of theories that directly tie this fruit to Joy Boy and the Poneglyphs.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I just want to know how it ties together.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of strong characters that aren't on the crew that could use it.
But they'd
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
join the
trying to-
crew, you know? They'd have to be an immediate ally at the very least. Well, Buggy's already eaten a fruit.
Damn it! Give it to Beppo. Buka to Beppo.
Beppo.
There we go.
Oh, hell yeah. Just paws on his paws.
It'd be so cool. It'd be so cute. I love
That'd
Beppo.
be so cute.
Okay,
Yeah.
another theory.
So, uh-huh.
If we're done on that front,
Yeah.
is Ginny Bonnie's mom?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
I just
Yeah.
put that together.
You just put that together?
I was just looking at the last page when he holds up the food and she's like, I'm still hungry, you know.
Yeah, no, she's eating a lot
Makes
of food. There was like her name, the first two letters are different, but then it's Nney, exists in Kuma's flashback and does not live to the modern day. We're probably looking at Bonnie's mom.
Yeah.
I did see another connection. Her hair looks similar to Atlas's. And we know
Oh,
Kuma's got some kind of
interesting.
connection to Vegapunk.
Yeah.
So there's a theory that Vegapunk ties into this flashback and then models Atlas after Ginny, like he modeled, what's her name? The first Vegapunk we meet, the girl. Oh, I'm blanking on it.
Oh, Lilith.
Yeah, he might have modeled Lilith after Sanji's mom. Like, you know,
Oh,
he's just
interesting. Yeah.
modeling all of his people after different friends he's made through the years. So
Well, it makes sense for Lilith.
a possible theory.
It would make sense for Lilith to be modeled after Sora, even though she was objectively a good person, but she was with Germa for a while, and they're the evil kingdom, so
And they were
She's the
definitely,
evil.
tied
she's
with
the evil.
Vegapunk. So yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely think he's modeling it after people he knows, but now I want to know how fucking Vegapunk just strolls into this and happens to get tied into the Revolutionary Army. I guess
Well,
maybe
he knows
could meet
Dragon.
Eva out. Yeah, but maybe he meets Eva out at sea, and Eva's like, "Hey, come meet my friends." I don't know
It's
how
possible.
else he just meets them and gets involved with the revolutionaries.
Yeah, because we gotta tie Dragon in. Once we get Dragon in, I think we get Vegapunk in, because they're pals even before he joins the Navy, right?
Yeah, no, definitely, but how the hell does one man write this series? And I get he's not figured this all out since day one, but in my mind at least, he's had the broad strokes of Kuma was a slave and met the people that are revolutionaries, and we know he had at least that much in mind because of Marineford. Uh, but like, how then does he take all those pieces and tie them together and make it look like it was planned the whole freaking time?
It's really impressive because, like, yeah, he definitely didn't have any of this planned out. Like, even 200 chapters in when he introduces Kuma, but like, it's
But
probably
by
one of those things where
Marineford,
he
we at
just
least know he was.
he has an idea. I
Yeah,
think by
we knew he
Marineford.
was somehow tied to the revolutionaries. I
Hmm.
could believe he also had planned out that he was a slave at that point, just to make it more poignant
Maybe.
that he's like given up his humanity and become their mindless dog. But beyond that, I doubt, he's tied the rest of this together, except again the pawpaw fruit. But that one I think has been planted since the beginning. I think he knew that much.
Maybe we'll have to see how that plays off. I don't know, but it's definitely one of those things where he plants the seeds and he's like, "I'll come back to that. That seems cool." And then he comes back to that, connects it to everything in such a good way. Like that's one of
Yeah.
his greatest strengths as an author for sure.
Especially being called the paws of liberation or the hands of liberation. The fact
Hmm.
that he used them to free people. The long running theory is that maybe, I guess Lilith has been written off. Lily? Who was the frickin' Vivi's ancestor?
Oh, Lily, it's Lily, yeah.
Lily, yeah. There was a theory that maybe she had the pawpaw fruit, found out, the world government's like batshit nanners, and was like, I just gotta go real quick, and then, pawpawed the
Never
poneglyphs
comes
all
back.
over the world.
She's like, "I'm gonna go buy some cigarettes. We'll see you in a bit." Then steals all the poneglyphs. Yeah,
But yeah, so even if it wasn't her, I definitely believe that's how the poneglyphs wind up everywhere.
I could see that. That's a solid
Uh,
theory.
so I saw this cute little thing. Jinbei had a cover story a while ago where he's
Sure did.
exploring an underwater city, and
Finds
the
Watasumi.
same, yeah, finds Watasumi, but on the buildings is the same paw logo that's on Kuma's clothes. So we think it's like the ancient Buccaneer city, and they have a poneglyph there.
Hmm.
And we might have found Kuma's hometown, which is for some reason sunk and submerged. So, genocide most likely.
Maybe, yeah.
But we definitely know it's not like, ancient fishman ruins. That was an above ground human village at one point.
Yeah, they make a point in the title of that specific chapter that is just like a submerged, destroyed city.
Yeah.
And
So
the
somehow ends
theory.
up down there. And we
Hmm.
know they're directly allies of Nika. So that's fun.
Theoretically, yeah.
What do you mean
It's
theoretically? His dad, like, prays to Nika. Kuma prays to Nika. And this
well, you're
is,
connecting the dots
38.
that you're connecting the dots that since they have the paws that are on Kuma's clothes, that they're connected in some way. You know, and it's
You think
possible. I'm not
Oda
saying
just
it's
used
not.
the same design twice on accident?
It's possible.
Yeah, I don't
Hey, we
buy
got
that.
there.
Oh, you
It's
shut up.
possible.
Stream's done. See us next time.
Oh man.
Okay, but yeah, I think that just about wraps up everything I have for this chapter. Sad to see we don't get more Eva at this time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think we'll get more in this flashback when we eventually
Oh, we
start tying the
definitely will. There's
revolutionaries in.
there's more to it. I just was hoping we'd get it here and now.
Yeah, I get that. Me too. So, but I'm curious to see. I think we get a little bit of a flash forward next chapter, and we start seeing Kuma and Jenny as adults or something. Who knows?
Hmm.
We'll see.
It's either that or we're going back to the modern day.
I maybe
Whatever it is,
we'll
I don't
see.
want to wait 7 days, but I guess we have to.
Fuck you, normal publishing. At least we're back next week. That's
At
we've
least we're
been hit or
back
miss
next
the
week.
last few weeks.
Hmm.
So I'm happy to be back next week. It'll
What
be
I'm
painful waiting,
happy
but
is I've got like 5 episodes of the anime to watch with Mandy.
oh hell yeah!
And we're
I've got
gonna go
like
crank that
two.
out.
Ew.
Been letting them build up. Hopefully we get somewhere big.
I think the Green Bull episodes happened, or at least one of them has, and it looked pretty hype. But
Well,
I haven't
maybe the
watched
new
it
one
yet.
just came out today.
Well,
And with
he
him comes,
shows
a
up.
certain red-haired individual.
He showed up last week. I haven't watched that one yet.
He was only there, like, he shows up and then he's gone next chapter, if I remember.
He's there. It's a couple of chapters.
I thought it was just
It's like
like
2 or 3.
introduction and then everything he does and also his leaving. Anywho.
Well, we'll get.
We'll
Yeah,
go
we can
find
talk.
out.
Go watch it.
But guys,
Wow.
this has been OPOOM, One Piece of Our Minds, reading that weekly chapter. We'll be back next Sunday again with this for sure. Tomorrow night, I think we're going to jump into some Remnant 2, finally kick that big boss's ass. Yeah, I say that. I have no confidence. If you guys are right and you're counting that as phase 3, we're getting to phase 3 and we just have like half a health bar to get through.
And that's the thing. It's so difficult. It's such a spike. Maybe it might be one of those things where we get frustrated and switch to the middle of the stream. We'll see.
Like,
It's definitely.
I
one
just
of
want
those
to be done
bosses.
with it. I just want
I
to be
do too.
done with it.
I do
I
too.
just
There
want
is
to
an
be
update.
done.
There is an
Oh,
update
there is
for
a,
Remnant.
good.
So
Yeah, definitely
yeah,
we'll
should
get that
update
going.
that.
But we'll be back tomorrow, probably with Remnant. Thursday, another
We'll see.
FTP. And I don't know, we'll get into some game after that. Maybe we'll start that Divinity series if we've beaten Remnant. Maybe we'll do something a little more lighthearted. Maybe like a Mario Party.
Oreo show. Sorry.
All right, guys. But until then, stay cool. Please subscribe, like